story time. You can find gluten-free ice cream cones at Sprouts. Just FYI. This is a double cherry dairy-free dessert. They don't call it ice cream, they call it frozen dessert. You guys, I can't even tell. It tastes just like regular strawberry ice cream to me. That's how good it is. So, set that over there. So, see my little thrifty ice cream box over here? You know the story of my childhood ice cream cone memories I have with Thrifty Drugstore. And that you can still get thrifty ice cream cones at Rite Aid. My dad, who was such a advocate of no sugar, this was back in the 60s, had no problem when it came to getting us kids and himself ice cream cones at Thrifty's, or even the ice cream. Remember the ice cream truck? So many things we knew Dad was gonna say no to, but a trip to a Thrifty Drugstore always included ice cream cone. I'm serious, with both my mom and my dad. Us kids would always get the one scoop ice cream cone, which in the 60s sold for a nickel. Three scoops for 15 cents. My dad would get the 3 scoops. wasn't until I got older and married my husband, and he was so anti-chocolate ice cream. He was chocolate chip, and he would take his ice cream and mix it with milk and make it into a chocolate chip milkshake. Let me stick this ice cream in the freezer before it all melts. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Oh, what goes good with an ice cream cone other than a hot cup of coffee? Great bubblegum. So, thrifty drugstore. So many nice memories of the ice cream cone station. And Baskin Robbins. I grew up in a small little town. At the time, they only had one thrifty drugstore. No, actually, they had two. They had one in what was called Larwin Square and one on Tapple Street. We lived on the far east side of Simi Valley, right up the foot of the Rocky Peak Pass Road. We drive over the mountain roads to get to the San Fernando Valley. And yes, it's the same Pass Road where the Spawn Ranch was, where Manson was. That's a whole nother story for a whole nother video. But anyways, so we didn't have a Baskin Robbins, but for a real ice cream treat, my dad would take us to Baskin Robbins. That was like really something for him, but he enjoyed it. And a lot of the times we'd sit in the car in the parking lot. We'd always go at night. Very rarely do I remember like going like on a Saturday afternoon. It seemed like we go there maybe after supper for dessert, ice cream dessert at Baskin Robbins. And we'd either sit in the car or once or twice, I think I do remember having to park in the street, like right in front of the Baskin Robbins, which was on Topanga Plaza Boulevard. It was a main busy street, and I think that was the time where we were parked there, and my sister got so finicky. She was a finicky eater anyways, but I don't know how this happened with ice cream. I can so vividly recall us three kids in the back seat at the station wagon drugstore. Had to be in the 60s, and Mom and Dad in the front seat. I was sitting behind my dad. My brother was in the middle. My sister was sitting behind my mom. I think the arguing began when my dad asked, "What flavor ice cream cone do you want?" And she's upset because she doesn't want an ice cream cone. She wants ice cream sundae. And within minutes, my dad he just drove away. And it was kind of like unbelievable at the time, you know, when you're kids and something like that happens, but you know, you get over it, and as an adult, you look back and laugh. Now I kind of feel bad because so many times when we'd be together as a family sharing funny stories, and that would always be a funny story. I think my sister got mad at me one time, and I felt so bad. And this may have been like 4 years ago. And I started feeling bad, thinking maybe people don't understand my humor. I'm not laughing, making fun of them. It's just like unbelievable. But anyways, so and to this day, I try to get thrifty ice cream for my daughter, the butter pecan, and thrifty ice cream cones for her. And even occasionally I'd get Baskin Robbins with DoorDash until the drivers started getting greedy. And what DoorDash does is they offer you, when you make your food order, they give you 10 minutes to order from a second restaurant if you want dessert or something special from somewhere else. And you don't have to spend a minimum of $12. You can get something for $2 or $3. So I would get a Baskin Robbins ice cream for my daughter. And so then I realized they would wait. They wouldn't rush on your order, on your food order. They would wait 10 minutes to see if you ordered a secondary order, and then boom, the same driver would pick up both orders so they can get both tips. And that was very upsetting, so I quit doing that. Especially when it's ice cream. You want it right away. You want both of your food items right away. You want your cold ice cream and you want your hot meal. So when you saw that the same driver was getting both orders, you knew you were either going to get melted ice cream or cold meal. Anyways, the other ice cream joint that comes to mind is Foster's Freeze. That was another good one. Again, it was in Simi Valley back in the 60s, possibly 70s. But we didn't go there too often, as it was way at the top of Tabo, I believe, like past Cochrane, like almost one of the main cross streets. And that was fun. But again, I remember being there at night, Mom and Dad sitting in the car, eating our ice creams in the car. And we could get an ice cream cone dipped in chocolate or hot fudge sundae. And I don't remember any incidents or accidents with a Foster's Freeze, but we didn't go there as often. Thrifty was our number one choice, Baskin Robbins number two, and then Foster's Freeze. Now that was here in California. I don't ever remember a Dairy Queen here in California until like the last 5 or 10 years. And when I used to travel to the Midwest, during the summers, we go and visit my husband's family. Dairy Queen was a big deal. I was out of the loop. I don't know. I do not remember being big on ice cream making machines. It seems like one time my parents got an ice cream making machine, and I think my dad wasn't happy. I think you had to buy salt. I'm not sure. You had to buy something, dry ice or salt, rocks or something, and he wasn't happy with any of it. He wasn't happy that you had to buy stuff to use the machine. He just wanted the machine to make it, and he wasn't happy. It took a long time, it seemed like. But I guess as a kid, maybe any kind of a wait seems like a long wait. I think it was a long time. And then he wasn't happy for the amount of ice cream that it made. Like, he said, we waited all that time for this. But then again, this was like from the 60s or 70s, so maybe ice cream makers have changed. I don't know. I am very cautious now with the ingredients about them adding carrageenan in the ice cream to make it like more volume or fluffy or something. It's just not the healthiest food additive for your bones and joints. I don't recall that the Thrifty had added carrageenan in it. But, no, it is fun to have an ice cream cone. My weakness is an ice cream sandwich, which is bad because it's hard to find a good tasting gluten-free ice cream sandwich. So there's that. And, anyways, and he always, my dad would always say, ice cream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream. That was just a fun little sing-song saying, little jingle. Maybe it was on a commercial. And of course the ice cream truck. But before I tell you about the ice cream truck, that's a whole fun story. Loretta, I gotta tell you about this. It's an ice cream cone, National Ice Cream Cone Day. And all those drumsticks, when you buy them, you can get them from the ice cream truck, but you can also buy them. I've got a 6 or 8 pack. You know, I think she got them at Costco. I think she got like the mega pack, because when you get stuff from Costco, you can get it like in the jumbo pack. And when our kids were little and I would hang out at Loretta's, every night Loretta would have one of those drumsticks and a big glass of milk. And I would question her. I said, Loretta, why do you have a big glass of milk? It doesn't seem like milk would go with the ice cream cone. And she said, oh, I think those ice cream cones are so full of fat, it upsets my tummy a little. Which is true. People with tummy issues, if you have too much fat or like acid, hot peppers or tomato sauce or tomatoes, can create a tummy problem. So then, as I further bludgeoned her with questions. She went on to say, like, they were like a ton of calories and a lot of fat. And she said, yeah, I usually have one at night. I might have one during the day. But the kids, I think I remember like going there and the kids just loving that about Loretta. And so that was her go-to. And I kept saying, how can it have that many calories? It's just an ice cream cone and ice cream and nuts. But they were jumbo. They were huge. I'd never seen a drumstick. Oh, that's what you call them, drumsticks. I'd never seen them that big. They were huge. So then I guess it made a little bit more sense. But so back to the ice cream truck. My dad would even, when we would hear, as kids, when we would hear the ice cream truck music, it was like we'd go running out of the house screaming bloody murder. Seriously. And as we're running out the house to stop the ice cream truck, it was like I was staged behind to confirm with Mom or Dad, can we get ice cream? And my brothers and sisters would run out to the curb to make sure the ice cream man stopped. I am serious. It was such an event. Very rarely do I remember either parent saying no. And even Dad, again, he said no 99% of the time to extras and stuff. And he would even pay the outrageous price. I can't even imagine what the outrageous price is now. If the ice cream trucks are still going around. I haven't heard an ice cream truck in forever. Or maybe they don't go up and down the streets. Maybe they just go to event centers like the pool, the skating rink. Maybe, I don't know, I'm out of the loop. He would even pay for, like, a popsicle was like $1 or something. And when you do the math, for the price you pay for ice cream from the ice cream truck, you could buy a whole box. Anyways, and I have another ice cream truck story. Is I had a boyfriend my last year of high school. I had a boyfriend, and I don't remember how I met him, but it ended up that his job, he was an ice cream truck driver. He looked like the Marlboro Man. I was in high school. He was a few years older. He was so good looking. Oh, I felt so hard for him. And I kind of remember when he told me he was an ice cream, he was the ice cream man. He was kind of laughing when I was going, what? Yeah, I'm an ice cream truck driver. That's my job. Couldn't believe it. And so a lot of times, he would be selling ice cream, and I was still living at home. My parents pitched a fit that he was an ice cream truck driver, and that when we'd go on somewhat of a date, he would always pick me up on his route in his ice cream truck. My parents were so mad. But I was so smitten with how good looking he was. There's that. And then the other ice cream truck event was in the 60s. The ice cream truck came by, and the neighbor boys, they had 3 boys and 1 girl. And she was a tomboy, I was a tomboy with her brothers. We just had a fun childhood of playing all the roughhouse outside things you could do as a child. The younger boy, when the ice cream truck would come by, the kids would jump on the truck and he'd be driving kind of slow. The one boy falls off and the ice cream truck runs over his leg, and I didn't see it, but I ran around the truck, and there he was laying there again screaming bloody murder. And the girl went in to say, Mom, telling that the younger brother got run over by the ice cream truck. And I was shocked because for the first time ever I saw the boys crying. the one that got run over by the truck, the two older brothers bawling like babies, and I'm standing there dumbfounded. But the way the truck ran over his leg didn't break anything. Nothing happened. It ran over the part of his leg in between your ankle and your knee. And so there we all are standing there, like, Mom comes out and says, well, can't stand up? Can you walk? It was like a miracle. Seriously. It happened so fast. A sequence of events. I don't know what I was more taken back by. The little brother getting run over by the ice cream truck, or that the big brothers were bawling like little girls. Anyways, good times. Where did my life go? Where did all the decades go?